Hello, everyone. How are you doing this evening? It's Amy from Seriously Sweet and Cookie Snack Attack. Hope everyone is having a very nice evening and had a great afternoon. Hello, cookie friends. Hey, is Cindy with you? Should we say hello, Whoopie Debbie? How are you guys doing? So, did everybody get the text alerts that normally gets the text alerts today? Hopefully, everyone received those. Let's see, let's go ahead and take this little thing off here. All right, and we're going to finish up our month of minis with the small caveat that maybe I'll be doing the second Christmas mini cupcake next week. I had intended on finishing today, forgot there was one more Tuesday in August because I'm just so excited to get into September. So we may do one more of the 12 Christmas cupcakes next week because I already have everything ready. And that way it'll keep it in August with the month of minis. Okay. All right. Let's pop back up here. Hello. Hello. How are you tonight? I think I need to push this back just a little bit. I have a little bit of shadow tonight. Is that good? Everybody can see that okay? Let's bring this over just a little bit. Oh my goodness. So excited. I have spent the entire afternoon getting customized things ready for the cookie retreat. Oh, guys. Okay, so I think, do you see it in the upper right-hand corner on your screen? I think that I am going to have to put a background. Let me see if this will work. You guys tell me what you think. So look in the upper right-hand corner of your screen now where the logo is, because in this preset things in the software, there's no way to make that bigger, to make that floating logo bigger. So I think I'm going to have to do this. I just would like to know what you guys think about it. Let me upload one other and you guys can make the final decision. But that little one, you just really can't see it. What if we do that? Does that look better? Can you see that one okay if we do that? Let me turn this sideways. I mean, I guess it's probably okay on a TV. It's still really small on a phone screen, though. But I'm not sure what I can do about that. That a little bit more. It's just because Cookie Snack Attack that together, all three words, is so long, it eats up most of the space that's available. I wish I could enlarge that whole thing, though, and take that whole corner for logo. But what do you guys think? Anybody? Any thoughts on that? All right. Let's see. And I don't know why. Let me try one other thing because something's not working on my phone right now that usually allows me to see you guys. Oh, and I wanted to tell you thank you so much for the stars earlier today. Some people sent stars and we're just that much closer to reaching that final little bit on the camera. And as soon as the camera's done, then we start going towards better computer. That'll be the next thing. And upgrading. I did just upgrade. I kind of jumped the line with a few things because I thought they were important. So I upgraded. What am I trying to tell y'all? I upgraded a few of the processing things that work behind the scenes during the live stream. So I went ahead and upgraded those and got those taken care of. And now I think that just fixed the problem. It's so, I don't know. I feel like it's probably good for us memory wise that they're always changing these things on Facebook, right? Because it helps us. Oh, there we go. Yep, that fixed it. Whatever was going on there fixed it. Okay, let's go back up here to comments and let's see if you guys decided that you like it. If you can see that one with the background better. Let's see. Awesome. Okay, here we go. So hello there. Hello there. Hi, Judy. Barbara, hello. We'll go right down through these. Oh, you were? That's so funny. So listen, I've been talking to Mary Jean and Mark so much about the menu for retreat that yesterday I was like, it's been a few days. So I called and left Mary Jean a message because I miss talking to them because they're so much fun. Sweet Dough Signs by Kelly. Fantastic. Barbie, good. Your text alert came timely tonight. So maybe they fixed the problem for us. Hey, Susan, how are you? Hello there. Debbie? Oh, good. Are you sure you shouldn't be watching like a step-by-step YouTube tutorial and putting that printer together instead of watching the Holly Jolly Cupcake? Okay, so you guys, I think this is when I ask if you like that logo better. It's not smaller. It's just that it has a white background. It's a JPEG file instead of a PNG. And so it just shows up no matter what's underneath it. The other one is just, I love the lettering for all of our print materials. I even ordered stickers and stuff today. But it's hard. Oh, honey, I'm sorry. Did I hit you? I'm sorry, Boo Bear. I'm sorry. Come lay down. Come lay down. I didn't mean to scare you. Poor Lucy Lou, my little Lulu. She gets so nervous I'm going to leave her. I know on my phone it's really small. Hey, Kathy. Whoever posted this, are you watching on a computer or a telephone? What are you watching on? And who posted that? And what are you watching on? Hey, Nadine. Did you get a hold of Carrie yet? Hello there. Hi, Kathleen. How are you? You have parts all over the place. That's so funny. Oh, Phyllis, thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. I finally like it. I paid extra to get every version of the file on this one, and you're on a computer. So when it's bigger, I'm going to see if I can go back and knock out the pink and increase the white and then stretch the whole thing. So I'll try that for our next video until we get everything situated. Although I do like that pink border and then the white solid background because it looks really good with our alerts at the bottom of the screen. So that part I like. All that matching stuff. You know how I am about all that. Okay, so, oh, good. You emailed her. Wonderful. All right. Does anybody have any questions about this phone for transparent comment? You're watching on the phone and you could read that better? I couldn't read it at all on mine. I am going to be switching this background, this tabletop background shortly. We're going to try a white weathered wood look. I think I tried it at the beginning of the year last year. And I think it was too bright, which is why I switched to this more muted one. I think it reflected the light too much, but we're going to see what it does because I have a whole bunch of that material and I'd like to try to use it up. All right. So anybody have any questions about this morning before we get rolling? And I appreciate all of you so much popping in for the part 2 of our 2 Tutorial Tuesday for the first of 12 mini Christmas cupcakes that we're going to do just randomly over the next couple of months. This is the first one in the series, and it's going to be Holly Jolly, and we are using the cupcake shape that we used for the Ferris wheel car. If you were at my store opening 5.5 years ago, then you have this. It was a gift we gave out that day. And we just gave it out recently as an ornament at a cookie retreat. Okay, now let me tell you something. Normally I would let these set overnight. Oh, let's circle around for something. Mimi gave us a great link earlier today for something that crimps paper. And watch up here for a second. It looks like it crimps paper like circular, like this, not sharp points like this. It looks like it's like scallop. That's what it does. And I think that would be so pretty and frilly looking for our cupcake bits here. And I also think it would eliminate us trying to push icing when we do this technique all the way up into the points, because you can see it's quite deep, right? Depending on how nimble your hands are, depends really how small you can make those folds. So I ordered one today from Amazon. And we're going to use that next Monday on Mad Scientist Monday. We're going to test that out, and we'll use that to prep the base for our cupcake for Tuesday. Okay, so we're going to test it out because Mimi got it. I talked with her earlier or communicated via Messenger. She actually got hers because she's going to crimp paper and then run it through a shredder to make her own paper for her cookie boxes and things. So I really took a close, like blew it up, took a close look at the pattern. I actually like the pattern a lot, like the fact that it's that scallop frilly rounded. So we're going to do that next Monday as long as it comes in time and it shows delivery by Friday. But we're going to use that for Mad Scientist Monday. Now, I had 2 cookies ready for today. As soon as we ended our video, because we used our time up today coloring our fondant, we did holly green with dry powder and elite color, right? Elite, or was it a master elite? It was an elite color from the sugar art. So we did that. So because we've already done this technique a bunch, but now I'm going to see, this has been in the dehydrator since we did our earlier broadcast. Now we're going to see if this pops off. And if it does pop off, then we'll use, then I'll take the other one out and we'll do 2 cupcakes tonight. If this doesn't come off nicely and it starts to break, I'm going to leave my backup in the dehydrator and then I'll reapply all the steps tomorrow morning to get us a good photograph. And we'll just keep going with this one if it breaks. Okay. Also, I wanted to say thank you for tuning in tonight. It seems like lots of people are doing tutorials on Tuesday evening now. So I really appreciate the fact that you guys show up for me. It's awesome. And I just wanted you to know how much that means to me. So let's jump in and get going on Holly Jolly, okay? And I'm going to do this much more carefully than if I had let this sit overnight or for 24 hours, okay? So just bear with me because I don't want to wreck it, but there is a chance it's going to break because I only did it, 6 hours ago? I guess 5.5 hours ago. I added a whole bunch of stuff to the Amazon store today, and that Lila Loa design cutter from Ann Clark with the flower that pretty much everybody has is in the cookie cutter page on there. Oh, it's coming out pretty nice, you guys. I don't want to jinx it or anything, but look. Let me zoom in. This might be a good zoom moment. It is in there. I verified that was there, so you can use that affiliate link to purchase a cutter. We're going to use that the first week in September because we're going to start September out with sunflowers. And I want to just show you how to do an easy peasy, very decorative looking sunflower on a cutter that you already owned. Now, if you don't own that cutter for the first week of September, oh, it's breaking, it's breaking, it's breaking. For the first, oh, don't. Let me see if I can hold it this way. It's breaking, though. I'm going to have to put some icing under there. That's the thickest part, though, so maybe we'll be okay on the rest. Let me start at this end. If you don't own that particular cutter, but you have a sunshine cutter, then pull out your sunshine cutter. Like it's going to be, oh, this one's breaking too. It's going to be a lot more about the technique than it is about the cutter for this, okay? Now, 2 of those are broken. I'm going to hope we can attach enough at the top that they'll stay. Oh my goodness, you guys, I had such a fun afternoon. Okay, I don't want to be like all drama moment about this, but I kind of do because I've been stalling about going to buy this last cart thing. It has 3 shelves and each of the shelves has like these 3.5-inch high sides. It's a Hampton. It's the bigger metal sturdy cart from Michael's, but it's kind of pricey. It's like, I think it's like $59 for the cart. It's about 3 foot long, about 3 foot tall, I guess. It's on wheels. It has locking wheels, which is really nice. And you, for an additional $15, can buy a wooden top so you can turn the top shelf into a flat area. So that's what I have behind me. And I had room to spare with 1 inch. 1 inch. So good that I'm good with shapes and stuff. Like I was phenomenal in geometry, just saying. So 1 inch, and I have learned, I've known how to read a tape measure since I was 4 years old because one grandfather was a mechanic. So I could do metrics and centimeters and tape measures with pap. And then my other grandfather was a furniture maker. So the whole measure twice, cut once thing has been like ingrained since I was a teeny tiny person. And I still have all of my fingers and my thumbs. So I feel like they taught me well. But I've known that for a long time. So anyway, why did I tell you that? Oh, so I had 1 inch to spare on my carts. So when I had that 40% off, plus that other coupon that I had, plus I had that $15 redeemable reward certificate or whatever, I combined all those things, got my extra card. I took the time and put it together yesterday, and I organized. And I might have organized so well that I'll take a picture and post it later, as long as you guys don't get all judgy about my organization. Okay. I like my organization, and I just need to know where things are, because it's just too much to be looking around in here all the time for stuff. And seriously, you know how I have the 3-foot Bermuda Triangle area? Like, you can laugh, it's fine, but everything disappears during a live stream. Like, I'll just use it, set it down, and then I can't find it. So on this side of my computer area, I now have an extra 1-foot swath that's 4 foot wide, like free. I don't know what's going to go there, but something magnificent's going to go there. And then on this side, I have a 3-foot section, 1 foot wide, another 3 square feet, totally clear. I can see tabletop. Look at that. So much fun. Listen, finding things, organizing so that you can get to things quickly when you have a creative moment is like, I don't know, but it just does something for me. And when I can't find things, then I just get frustrated, and then I don't go back and do the thing I thought of. And that costs our group, because you don't get to try all the crazy things that come up in my brain. Like, I'm not doing them for you. So I don't know if you ever even get to it, right? All right, let's go out one more. So anyway, I had so much fun this afternoon. It sounds ridiculous that I had fun organizing all this stuff in my cookie room, but I literally had a great time doing it. I was so excited when it was done. Hey, Charlotte, how are you? Hi, Jenny. Well, it's okay that you're late, because we're really just getting going. I've been filling everybody in on what's been going on today. Oh my gosh. I'll take a picture as soon as I get done. I just love it. Hey, Becky. All right, so let's get on to to the cupcake. So I did peel this off. 2 of my sections broke, so I'm not going to pull the other one out, because I want to have at least one really nice one for tomorrow. Now, if this were totally dry, I'd use my zester on it, but it's not. And I want a nice flat bottom on this one. You know, my zester that I get at the Dollar Tree, that's $1.25. The $1.25 store, why don't they just rename themselves? It's like embarrassing that they're still calling themselves the Dollar Tree when they're really $1.25. Just maybe, you know, I don't like things like that. You're not really the Dollar Tree anymore. All right, so here we go. I'm going to use this and just shape this up a little bit. Really, I don't care what they call themselves. I'm still going in there shopping. I'm just kind of poking a little fun tonight. We've got a lot of people going through a lot of serious things in our group, and I think you might need a little levity. So seriously, don't message me that you don't like that I said that on air, because I'm not going to read the messages. I'm just telling you, because I'm just kidding. All right. All right, here we go. I'm just using my X-Acto, but see the difference that makes on like how cute the cupcake is? Straighten up that bottom just a little bit. All right, so remember, this is Holly Jolly. I photographed it on Holly paper this morning, that cool 2-sided Holly paper that I think we talked about last week, that I didn't even know existed, but it's a 2-sided scrapbook paper, so it's great for photographs. All right, let's flip this over so we can keep all our mess together. Now let's pull in our fondant mold. This is going to be so much fun. I know, Barbara, it is. I don't know. I love organizing stuff. I like labeling stuff, and I like knowing where everything is. And heaven help the person that doesn't put it back where it's supposed to go. Like, I get very upset when someone borrows things and they're like, oh, I'll put it back. that person is the person that's outside right now. And then I go to get it and it's not there, which is why I bought myself all pink tools, because then I know, right? There's no question about who borrowed what from whom. Did I get all those whatevers right? Hey, Kathy, how are you? Dollar Tree is my jam, Becky. I love the Dollar Tree. I find so much great stuff there. All right, so earlier today, I showed you some non-toxic but not FDA approved glistening red balls, but I don't want that to be in the final video in case somebody doesn't want to use something that's not FDA approved. So I went to the red sugar balls and I went to my collection of little nonpareils that are red, white, and green, and I separated out some red. And in my holly mold, this is a mold from one of the kits last year, I put the larger beads in the first two sizes because it's a graduated size mold. So I dropped the beads anywhere we would normally put red fondant. I dropped the beads in, okay? And then in this one, I dropped beads in where there would where the fondant would go. And look, I missed one. So let me put one more in here. Let's put one more, just using little precision. Well, if one's good, two's better. Let's go for that. I'll just push it down in those holes. All right, there we go. And then in this bottom one, it's so small, I put the little red nonpareils. And yes, I did separate them out because it's totally worth the time because it's very cute. Pamela, you know what I mean? Yes. All right, so this morning I said, please remind me, I want to show you a little cheater hack. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to do it without the hack so you can see what I'm talking about. This one, I'm going to do it with the hack, and this one, I'm going to do it with the cheater hack, okay? Because I didn't want to do all fondant in there, but I'm going to show you what happens. Let me show you what I do to prevent the problem, and then I'll create the problem. That way you guys can see what I'm actually talking about. But let me do two that are nice because we need two for our cookie. So I'm just basically using a red fondant. Okay. And it's just a little bit, I'm just warming it up between my fingers. It's already colored, so I don't need to worry about gloves. And I'm just going to put it on top of the berries in the mold. And you'll see why in a minute. So just let me create the problem in the middle one, and then I'll show you how you fix it in the other two, okay? All right, I need a little bit more because it's a bigger area up top. So I'm just going to put a backer basically behind these beads. Oh, I cannot wait for that little crimper machine to come in. I'm so excited to try that. I hope it works with parchment, but we'll know next week for sure. Now, if you get yours in sooner and you test it and you have any tips, make sure you message me. But I should have mine by Friday, and I will get to work with it right away, okay? All right. Now, I don't want to put too much pressure on this, so I'm not going to level that off until I put the green in as well. All right. So that's all I needed from the red, which is why I didn't have you dye a bunch, but I do want you to see this because it'll be helpful, especially if you make these pieces way ahead of time. Then this is our Holly Elite color from the Sugar Art. If you don't have this color and you're going to be ordering from the Sugar Art soon, I really would recommend getting it because even at non-holiday time, non-Christmas time, Holly is a great dry dusting color on lighter greens if you want to get down in the crevices and just give shadows and depth to pieces, fondant pieces or gum paste, you know, any of that. I don't want to like have to get my press and seal back out, so I'm trying really hard not to rip this, but seriously, it's really not cooperating with me tonight. Here we go. There we go. All right, so we need a little of this. I love press and seal. I could do a whole commercial for them. I could be their Cookie World person because it's my fave. I don't even use saran wrap anymore. We don't even buy it. I know it's a little more expensive, but I love it. Hey, Cindy, who's going to Michael's? You're going to Michael's right now? Or are we going with you? Debbie has a 3D printer that she's putting together. Is that what you meant, Charlotte? All right, so I'm just warming it up. Color's not coming off because we colored it earlier. It developed just a little bit more, which is fabulous. All right. Now, I do want, let's see, where is my, well, what? Hold on. Look, I knew it was going to happen when I made all this extra space, but I didn't think it was going to happen this fast. Hold on just a second. I've lost my little thing of Tylose powder. Oh, you know what? I put it in its new home. Its new home is in the shelf. Look out, Sweet Pea. Come on, Mom's got to roll back over. Come on, let's go. Its new home is on the fondant shelf. That's a shelf that I gave all of its own area. So I am going to put a little bit of Tylose in this just so it dries a little quicker. Okay, so you see it just like that. You can use cornstarch, you can use powdered sugar, but I want these to dry pretty quick. All right, so let's get that in there. I'm just going to get some in there and get going, and then I'll straighten up all the edges at the same time, okay? This just makes it a little faster for me. Hey, Mimi, how are you? I was just telling them that I ordered the crimper after I talked to you, and we're going to Mad Scientist Monday test it next week. I know, I like all the toys too. Well, Mary Jean, let me show you before you actually try it at home so you don't waste any of your stuff. I want to show you what happens if you do this 2 different ways, okay? I might need a little more green. I thought I had enough out. Let's do this baby one first. Lulu, come lay down, baby. What's wrong? Lou. Oh, she's so upset because her daddy's outside working in my building. And she wants him to come inside because it's gotten dark. I don't, dogs know the time. My dogs, it doesn't matter whether it's daylight savings time or not. They get up at the same time every single morning, period. That's it. Don't even argue with them. If they're up, they need to go out. So we just do what they tell us because we're really just living to take care of them. Isn't that it? Isn't that true for all pet parents? You know it's true. Talk to Mimi. Mimi will tell you all about it. Right, Mimi? When the babies need something, the babies need something. Hey, Lou, come on. Come on. She's so funny. She is my oldest, but my littlest. She's a little Parmesan. She's half Pomeranian, half Bichon, and she's been the best puppy ever since the day I brought her home. All right, so I'm working to the outside edges to get it flat, okay, to pull the extra off. All righty. And then I work outside edge in because I like these crisp edges so that I don't have to trim anything. And you saw that I was very careful to not disrupt the red beads in the mold, right? So this one's good. Let's work on these. Let's go to the outside edges to make sure it's full. And the reason that I waited to trim off that red is because if I had pulled on the red too much without the support of the green being in the mold, then it would have lifted up all of the beads. Like you really have to have the whole thing full to be able to do it like this. Okay, now let's work it back so we have clean edges. There won't be any trimming involved. But if you're new to this and you're just like really unsure, you can trim these after they dry with an X-Acto knife or a pair of like sewing scissors, something really tiny. You can do it. It's just a lot of extra work. Whereas if you're really careful right now, you're going to get these beautiful leaves and these nice points. It's going to be really nice. Okay, now hopefully I have created the error. Let's see what we've got going on up here. Oh, Mimi, you can't find it? That's so funny. Yeah, don't get started on the animals because pet parents, like, we're the jam. All right, so let's see what's going on. I'm going to turn it over. Remember, I like to give mine a light press. You don't have to. You can roll it with a fondant roller if you want to. You can just give it a press. And then I like to release by putting my fingers in the middle area and just lifting on as many sides as I can get so that it just pops right out. Okay. All right. Now, see how pretty that is? And you see by backing it with the red, how nice that looks. So these can stay just like this. And this is all going to look like one connected piece of red with a whole bunch of red balls if you put some confectioner's glaze on it. It just ties the whole thing together like a big cluster. But watch this. Hopefully this recreating the something that we don't like worked. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So look, do you see how you have all that green in between the red? Where if a bead didn't fit, you have that extra green showing. So now you got to trim that off because that looks really weird. So I'm going to just pinch it off with some tweezers. But it makes, you know, if the bead doesn't fit in one of the holes, then it needs to be backed with red. Otherwise, you're going to have to pick that off in between all these beads. Like, it doesn't look bad as a backer, but if the mold doesn't hold the certain size bead you have, then that looks bad and you've got to pick that out of there. Plus, then it takes longer to seal these with confectioner's glaze. So do you see what I mean about that? Right? Okay. Now, oh, and the baby one already popped out. I didn't even notice. Look how cute that is with the baby nonpareils. So sweet. All right. So probably what I'll do is confectioner's glaze these, and then I'm going to tap a few more of these little nonpareils and beads right on top once the confectioner's glaze is in place. And we'll do that in just a second using a disposable brush so that we don't have to have the whole debate online about using Everclear to clean your brushes before those brushes go into water, or not using your really good brushes because you'll ruin them if you forget and put them in water. It'll seize up. It's really hard to get it out later. So could you come lay down, please? You guys are being very disruptive tonight. Come on, come lay down. No, you come lay down. Dad'll be in a minute. Good girl. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know what they want. They want a dog treat, or they want a crust off the pizza, or they want something that's on the counter, and they just can't have it right now. But I know they want it. It's not that I don't want to give it to them. It's just not good for them, you know? There's only so much of that they can have a day. All right, let's catch up with comments. Hey. Oh, Sally, I'm sorry you're missing stuff. Hello, hello. We're glad you popped in. We love Pippin. Pippin is so cute. Charlotte, I know we just all love our animals so much, don't we? Don't we? Bust on Halloween. Really? Mine had a ton of Halloween stuff, like decorative stuff plus the stuff we're going to use. Isn't that fun? I love it. And it looks even better with the big shiny red balls too. But just for the sake of keeping it peaceable tonight, I did not want to get into the non-toxic versus food safe discussion, okay? All right, let me grab some confectioner's glaze. I have this big bottle. Oh, no, that's my thinner. Hold on. Thought I had another bottle of this. But this is the Celebakes. That's the same thing as the old CK bottles. I don't know where my CK bottle's up on the tray that I need to do for a supply list. So I'm just going to put a little bit in here. Okay. You can also use Super Shine by Poppy Paints if you want to. That works great. There's all kinds of these. But I'm going to seal this real quick just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to put them all on a piece of parchment just in case I have an accident. Now, I'm using a disposable fine point brush because watch, I just want you to, I better zoom in some more. We have the fancy camera. Let's zoom in so you can really get the feel. Can you see that okay? Let's see. Did I get all the comments? Let's see. Okay. All right, ready? So you see what they look like. Now watch what happens. Right on top, I just drop. I'm not trying to paint all the way around the ball. I'm just going to pick it up with this detail eyeliner thing. By the way, this is in the Amazon shop. If you teach cookie classes, these are great because they're disposable and they're also like really fine detail. They're inexpensive. You can just throw them away after you use them. It's not going to break the bank. Watch, one little drop on top and look at how the whole red ball changes. Do you see? compared to the other ones. So just a little drop, and it slides down the ball. And look how pretty and shiny those are. Okay, now watch this. Hit it. All right, I'm going to take another one now that that's all wet in there. Okay, this is, remember, this is if you pinch those other beads. I'm putting a little bit more in place, and I'm just going to drop a few of these right on top. They'll stick to that confectioner's glaze. Okay, they'll stick to it. They've been really waiting for you to come in. And then I'm just going to drop a little bit on top of each of these. And when this dries, it's going to hold all of those together. So you can put as many more on this top layer. Does this happen at anyone else's house? Like, I spend all day with them, but when Dad's home, it's like, yay! They go crazy. So now that will cause them all to stick together, okay? You just have to let them dry. Don't pick it up till it's dry. You can keep piling them on there if you want to. I want to put one more because I can see that green space right there. So I'm going to put one more in my pile. All right, there we go. Ready? Now I'm going to come on here, and I'm just going to glaze on top of the whole red area. And then I'm going to drop a few little baby red nonpareils, and they'll stick to just where the confectioner's glaze is for Holly Jolly. Okay, I'm going to do that on both of these. You have to work quickly, but it's not like it dries instantaneous, so you'll be okay. All right, there we go. Oops, we need a few red. Let's get a few red ready to go. Let's put a few red on this one in the bigger areas, and then we'll go to the nonpareils, okay? Ooh, let's move that up some so you can see those. I told you, I don't have anything. They act like I never feed them. Our dogs are grazers. They're none of them are overweight, so because they're little, we didn't want them to feel like, you know, because little dogs can pack on the weight really quickly, and it's very bad for their hearts. So we never wanted them to get to where they just ate and ate and ate and ate, because we didn't want them to gain weight. It's hard to get it off of them once they have it on them. So they're grazers, meaning we just fill one bowl and they just come and go and get food when they're hungry. So because we raised them like that, they never scarf down the bowl. They share really well. They're all about the same age. About a year separates them. But it made a huge difference in just letting them come and go and eat when they want to. Let's see. Trying to get a few more red. I don't need many, but I just want to drop a few in there. And I like this, you know, when you're doing a cupcake like this, only one or two of these is going to go on the cupcake. So it kind of does matter that it's really detail oriented, which is fine for me, but it might drive you guys insane. I don't mind the extra time for the photographs and stuff, but it's not like I'd do 400 of these, right? If I was doing a whole bunch of these, we would be piping this with red icing and we'd be moving on down the road. But for a video and for you guys to see in case you want to make something in particular really fancy over the holiday season, and you know my love of candy. So, I mean, I'm sure you get why I like to do it. There we go. There's two red right there. Why didn't I just dump them on the table to begin with? Here we go. All right. We're doing okay over there? Hold on one second. Oh, I've got two more red ones that fell. So let me put them on the holly so they're in place. And then I will pick them up with the tweezers. And then I'm going to check your comments. Okay, so don't give up on me. I'm coming back to comments. Just got to work a little quicker because I got this glaze going on here. See how easy it sticks once you wet that whole little area? All right, let's get in here. I feel like we need something there. Now let's put some more glaze on top of what we just did so that nothing will come off. I love that this stuff not only makes it shiny, but it seals it all together. It looks so pretty, and if you put lights on your projects, it reflects the light so great. So Holly Jolly is the first of 12 Christmas mini cupcakes that we're going to do. We're going to do a whole set, but we're just going to do them randomly when other things aren't going on. So for instance, we're not doing all 12 before we start Halloween. We are going into Halloween as soon as the majority of our people have the things they need from Michael's. All right, so let's zoom out. Let's check some comments. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? I'm glad you could join us tonight. It works good with your cat, the grazing. They just eat when they want. Yep. I'm so glad you like it. Who is this? Who's the I love this Facebook user? All right, let me show you the glaze really quick. It's earlier in the video too, but it is the same glaze as the CK Confectioner's glaze, but it's under the Celebakes label. But it's exactly the same because I ordered CK on Amazon and this is what was shipped to me, right? On the item number, everything in it's exactly the same. And it's labeled CK product on the back there. Can you see that? And I love this one. It's very cost effective. This 8-ounce jug will last you a long time. Long time. Oh, thank you, Sally. Hey, Terry. Oh, okay. That was you. You love this one? Okay, good. Hey, Dee Dee, how are you? All right, so let's set these up here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our thick white icing. And it's not as thick as like sculpting icing, so it's not quite a 30 or 35 seconds. But I don't want to do a particular pattern per se on this cupcake because these are meant to go fast, right? Like you could do this ahead of time. You can make your holly ahead of time. So the icing, I'm just going to put like a crazy kind of like knit pattern to it. No, not a pattern. I'm going to put like that puffy yarn that goes in a million directions at once. I'm just going to put a lot of pressure and let this come out. Do you see what I mean? So it looks like a woven knit, like those poofy sweaters. But I am going to make sure that I do a nice straight line across this area of the cupcake, like at least where it's dripping down, so that it will have that nice edge to it since we did take the time to do the bottom. Now, you can do this with a star tip. You can separate your 3 sections. You can sculpt it. Like there's so much you can do. But for what I'm about to do, this is going to be perfect. And it's fun. If you're doing a whole bunch of these, alternate out your package. Maybe put some polka dots in here before you put your parchment paper on. Change your icing colors up. Like there's so much you can do, okay? So I'm just doing a totally for fun. So for my beginners that are here tonight, you guys, you don't have to get like crazy with the perfect lines and all of that. Don't stress yourself out. All right, look, diamond dust. You had to know it was coming because we've been really lax on it lately. All right, so here we go. I'm going to fold this over because it's still a little wet, tacky on that green. And I really just want it on the white. I'm going to put a little bit. I don't want to put a bunch. Okay, because now I'm going to come back and I'm going to take my really big cluster, all right, for Holly Jolly, and I'm going to tuck that in. I don't want to touch that because I don't want to pull any of the beads off. So I'm going to tuck that in my icing, kind of bend my holly leaves up. They may or may not stay depending on how stiff the icing is, so don't get weird about that, right? So there's my, if I want to leave it like that, I can be done, okay? But, and I think if you use one large, one is enough. If you use a medium and a small, that's great. Tomorrow, when this is dry, so that I don't risk getting it on everything, I will do a little dry dusting on these. I'll do it on these in just a minute so you can see it. But this is Holly Jolly, and I want to take just a few of these baby nonpareils and kind of give it a little candy. Now we have it. We have a little candy. We've got some diamond dust, and we've got a really pretty fondant bit that could be done in fondant or modeling chocolate, depending on the temperatures where you live. All right, so let's tip this. So by the time we get done, we're going to have 12 really easy designs that you could put together to make a 12-day of Christmas mini set for your customers if you want to. that look like they took a ton of time, but if you were doing a whole tray of these, you'd be done like lickety split, no problem. Now, if you guys will just bear with me for a minute, I want to do a mad scientist test right now that I'll double check tomorrow so that we'll know. But as I told you, these have only been in the dehydrator about 5 hours, 6 hours max. So it was enough to get the paper to pop off, but I'm going to put some confectioner's glaze on top of this. And then I'm actually going to cut into this along the bottom tomorrow to see if it still ended up drying with the top being sealed, okay? Because I need that experiment for something else that I'm working on. So don't do this at home. Let me test it. Don't waste a good cupcake, a good cookie cupcake. I just want to see, first of all, if it was dry, I'd be glazing it anyway because I think it's so pretty. But I just want to see what this does. And I'll be making that other one tomorrow. I'll make it just like this one, only I'll use the medium and the small that we're going to dry dust here in a second. But I want to see if this affects it or not. Now, remember, confectioner's glaze tastes terrible when it's wet. It smells terrible, but it's basically like the coating that's on an M&M. Once it's totally dry, you don't taste it or smell it. So don't get, if you've never used it before and you order some and you try it out and you're like, ooh, this is horrible, and you taste it right out of the bottle, just remember I told you it's going to taste terrible. It's going to taste terrible and it smells really bad. But when it dries, no odor, no taste. So don't get freaked out about it if you haven't used it before, okay? All right, now we have enough time. We've only been on, we've been working on this about 35 minutes. We've been on 49. So if you guys want to hang out with me, I'm going to do a little dry dusting. If you have to go, then check back tomorrow for the photos. But what a cute little cupcake. Isn't that sweet? All right, I'm going to set this to the side. We're going to do a little dry dusting. We're just going to use this paper towel. I'm going to try to be really careful and not get the dry powder onto where the confectioner's glaze is. And you can see the diamond dust is all over my work area. So, you know, I love that. I love that during the holiday season, I basically wear glitter, edible glitter all the time. I love that. Other people don't like it so much, but I love it. All right, so let's do this. I want to use a different green. I want to get my Cebidium green. So if you'll hold on just a second. And is Sally OL here? Sally, are you here? Because thanks to Sally, I have all these great organizers from Hobby Lobby that hold my hobby. I have so many now. And don't forget, we're going to have a mad scientist experiment or just a box unveiling. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use my dollar eucalyptus. That'll be like a several shade difference. And we'll use kiwi. We'll use those two, and I'll show you what they do. I have a whole box of new sugar art things coming in that I'm going to come online as soon as they're here. I'll come online with you guys and show you all the colors I'm planning for kits and future classes. So I'm going to try to have all the ones that I think you should invest in ready to go. So this is Elite Color Cut C-U-T Kiwi. And this one is Dollar Eucalyptus. So you can see two very different shades of green and very different from the holly that's on here. And we're just going to do a little dry dusting and liven up our holly leaves a little bit. Thank you guys for sticking around. It looks like quite a few of you are still here. We had a big number of people here tonight. That's really fun. I'm glad you guys popped over. I don't know if you like minis, although I have to say you really responded well to the minis in August. And if you did like the minis, then let me tell you, you're going to be super happy. You're going to be super happy with what I designed for Cookie-a-thon. Can't wait for you guys to see that. That's going to be so much fun. All right, now I'm just putting bright in the grooved areas. Then I'm going to, and that's because I'm going to come back and I'm going to do some holly over this after we're done. And I want these highlights to show through. And I'm going to put a little Dollar Eucalyptus after we do the holly. But I want that light color to show so that we have highlights and lowlights when we do the holly, okay? All right, so let's put this here. Let's do a little holly. Just going to pull a little bit of this out. I love the holly in its dry dust form too, because it just has a little bit of that yellow undertone. So it looks so good with these other colors. And Cebidium would be great for this if you have that from some of our other projects. I think mine's up on a tray for another thing I'm working on, and I don't want to pop over there to grab it. So we're just going to go with this, but just see how much that adds. I'll zoom in for you in just a second too. Oh, kiwi's done. Sorry. Kiwi's done. Holly is done. Now let's do a little dollar eucalyptus. Are you guys wondering why I'm using this thing from color to color? It's because I usually blend my colors anyway. So rather than like sticking a different brush in every one of these greens, if I just unload the color on here really good and pick up a little bit, it just works better for me. And I usually blend them anyway. So if anything hits one color in the greens, they all basically have the same, some combination of the same, you know what I'm trying to say, the numbers, like the yellows and the blues and labels that you have to put on your labels. So once I had to start making my own labels, I was like, oh, well, you know what? It really isn't going to hurt if I cross any of this. You have to be very careful with your yellows and your reds, though. Okay. So anything with yellow or red in it, just be super careful. All right. Now, instead of getting Everclear out and hitting this with a little bit of Everclear liquid to make it all run together, I'm basically going to make shiny holly leaves. And we're going to get very much that same effect by dropping confectioner's glaze on the leaves. Watch what happens. So all the colors are going to go together. And we're going to have those beautiful like waxed holly leaves, which will be very pretty tomorrow when it dries. And definitely should be done before you put it on the cookie. Okay, because this could, with confectioner's glaze, look, see what it does when it hits those dark colors in the cracks. If you do this on the cookie with this many dry dusts on the cookie and it runs off, you're basically adding all of that food, that dry powder coloring to your cookie. So definitely if you're going to seal these or go for that dark color, you want to do that ahead of time. Now, did you see what I just did? Because I'm about to throw this brush out, so it doesn't matter anymore. I'm not going to be going back into the glaze. I used it while it was wet and picked up some of this dark, and I'm just darkening in the crevices a little bit. Okay, I'm pick up a little bit of that light green and hit the tops. And look how pretty my waxed holly leaves are. All right, I like that. I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to move it to some parchment paper though, just in case anything runs off. I don't want paper towel to collect on it. So I'm going to pull this little piece of parchment paper out right here, and I'm going to use my brush so I don't have to touch anything. I'm just going to slide these two little bits over. And then this is it. This is how hard cleanup is after this project. Look, this is it right here. Everything's in here. Right into my disposable little cup. Paper towels catching the extra glaze. And we're ready to let it set up for tomorrow. And we have our cute little cupcake. When this is dry, I'll do all that on there and seal that so that I'll have waxy holly leaves and a shiny base. I'll let you know about the testing on this tomorrow if it does continue to dry. And then I'll do that second cupcake for you tomorrow using all of these same things, right? Just want to make sure that the bottom's really good and dry. Okay, so let's see if we've got some comments up here. If anybody has questions before we go. I'm so happy we kept it like right to an hour. That's good, right? Let's see what's happening up here. You guys have been chatting away. Let's just get back up here. All right. Becky, you can't find the CK, the Celebakes. What about Amazon? I just got mine on Amazon about a week ago. That's not what you asked me to look for the other day, though, right? This is different. Charlotte, thank you. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Susan. Let's see what this says. Sweet four-legged boy. Did you have a question about dripping it on the berries? I was kind of using it as a sealer and as glue at the same time. Thank you, Melissa. I'm so glad you guys like these. I hope you'll like the whole set. I know, right? Simple designs that look like they took a lot of time really are going to be good bang for your buck with your customers. And I love it because they don't stress me out, right? I can do a whole bunch of these. Like if you've taken any of my cookie classes, you get my very basic sugar cookie recipe. And it's a no spread recipe. It works fantastic for me. Of course, if you're in a different area of the country, you're going to have to test it for the no spread factor because humidity, altitude, the type of flour you have access to, all those things actually affect a recipe. But in my recipe, in my area, I can usually get 24 to 36 of these out of a batch. And that's just because I'm kind of picky. So you should be able to get a minimum of 36 before you, a minimum of 24 before you re-roll, and then at least another 12 to 18 when you roll out your scrap dough. But I don't like to roll more than twice. Then what happens is I just save anything beyond that for like construction pieces. But in my fresh dough, okay, so you're talking like 36 of these out of one batch of dough. And you can do that you can do a whole tray the same. So if you pre-sell these and you know that you're going to do a set of 12, then you can plan for each of your trays and just do a whole tray at a time, right? It's so cute. I just love Christmas stuff. All right. So just to be clear again, thank you. Thank you. Let's see what Kathy has to say. I know. And I had stuff here to unveil, but I got so far behind that I took it to the studio at the store, like cutters and stuff. I may bring one back that's Halloween themed. I love that cut kiwi color. It's so pretty. And I love Cebidium. If you don't have that, Becky, grab that. It's so pretty. And minis are like the jam. So thank you. I know that little bit of glaze, and people are freaked out by the glaze because of the smell and the taste. If they taste it when it's wet, but I promise you, if you just let it dry, you can't taste it, and it's odorless. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, it does. This is good until 7 of 23, which is next summer. I'll still have half this bottle left, I guarantee you. It goes so far. I love it. Thank you. She's going to use her ice cream tray for parties to keep her. Oh, that's a great idea. Love that. So the ice cream trays that we got at Michael's, that's fabulous. All right, Miss Pamela, you like that now. You're going to be so glad you stuck around. A bunch of people jumped off because they thought I was done, but guess what? Would you guys like to see my cookie-a-thon piece? Would you like to be the first to see it? Yeah, Nancy said I could. I did check with Nancy, by the way. She said I could start promoting Cookie-a-thon in the group. Please wait and buy your tickets through my affiliate link because it pays for like several months of live streaming expenses. It helps me out so much to be able to continue to do these for free for you guys. So tell me over in the comments, you guys want to see what we're doing. I'm so excited about it. I hope you like it. And it's partly your fault that I went this route because I had such great response to the month of minis. You guys like really, really loved the minis. So I was able to stay true to the pieces I normally do for Cookie-a-thon with the colorful cookie and Nancy Westfall because it's 3D. So that made me happy. But I really took into account that you guys have loved the minis in August. And then I really wanted to play with mini minis. And that by mini minis, I'm saying MINI dash MINI, like mini minis, ultra minis. Okay. Maybe we should call them ultra minis. I don't know. But anyway, so this is technically a mini cookie. When people talk about mini cookies, this is approximately 2 by 2. This is what most people mean. So most of what I created for our piece is under 1.5 inches maybe even an inch. And you're going to need to sign up. I'm not giving everything away. I just want you to see it. I'm not going to answer any questions about it or how I made it or did it. And we're not doing anything like it till Cookie-a-thon, because I created it especially for Nancy for Cookie-a-thon. Okay. So, but I am going to show it to you because she said I could, and I'm super excited about it. All right. Are you ready? I have to get it down now. Yeah, hold on. You're going to have to hang with me for just a minute because I put it in a protective shadow box so that I would not knock it over today during all of the moving. So I'm going to take it out of the box onto the side here, and then I'm going to show it to you. And I think you guys are going to be so excited because it's made in gingerbread. So it will be the second piece that Cookie Snacker Talkers have the opportunity to make. It will be made in gingerbread. The first time we're going to use gingerbread in our group is for the fall retreat, which will be in October. So those ladies are going to get to do gingerbread work first. And many of them already do gingerbread work, but it's the first time that I'm going to use it in the group. And then we are going to, how am I going to show this to you? Give me a second to think about this, okay? I have to figure out how I'm going to show it to you. Figure out how I can do this. Hold on just a second. I think I know what I have to do so you can see it. Hold on. I think I know how I can make this work so you can see it. Let's see. It's a good thing I got organized today because I know where everything is now. That is very helpful. I want to get a solid color if I can, though, guys. Let me see if I can just pop this in the background so it shows up well. So anyway, the first people that are going to get to do gingerbread work, this is just white paper I'm putting in the background so that I can turn this other camera so that you can see it. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Let's see if you can see it. I don't want you to see all this other mess. I worked so hard to straighten everything up today, and I'm going to show you the messiest part. And I'm not going to be able to see your comments for just a second, so hold on. Let's get here. Let's move this baby over. Oh my gosh, I hope you like it. So we will have cutters for sale for you, but not for a while. Let's see. Can I do this like this? Let me see if I can do it so that if it goes upright. Is that going to be upright? No. Hold on. Oh, look. Can you see it? So this is called North Pole Fluff and Fold. Can you see it? Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to look on my phone, and then I'll get positioned. Isn't that so cute? So it's all of Santa's laundry at the North Pole Fluff and Fold. Let's move it over a little this way, maybe. We've got little Santa socks for you. We have got Mr. and Mrs. Claus gloves. We've even got a beautiful little Santa belt. Can you guys see that okay? Let me see if I do this. Look at these little gloves. Aren't those precious? Can you see these little you see these little gloves here? I'm knocking stuff over now, guys, because I'm trying to get where you can see it. So this is going to be my piece for Cookie-a-thon. It's called North Pole Fluff and Fold. I've got this adorable little Santa hat. Can you see the Santa hat? I can't tell what you can see. Hold on. Let me see. So yep, there you go. So they've got a Santa hat. I've got those cute little white gloves. We've got a Santa belt. We've even got Santa boxers. Look, isn't that adorable? And by we, I mean me, myself, and I. We had a long conversation about this, but no one answered back, so I think I'm still okay. So, and look at these cool little black Santa gloves. Let me just stand up so I can see what you can see. Can you see the little gloves? Aren't those adorable? So, and there's a scarf. There's socks. It's made with little clothesline poles. We got some extra socks here. Okay, now I'm going to put this back up right so I don't make anyone seasick. There's going to be bonus videos. So we're only going to do 4 of the minis with the base and the clothesline poles in the amount of time that we have during Cookie-a-thon, because we only get 25 to 35 minutes. So I've timed it out to keep it stress-free. So we're only going to do 4 of the minis during the live part. That's what'll be in the video that will be free to everyone, because it is actually a free event with the opportunity to purchase extended access. In your extended access pass, we're going to have bonus videos where we do all of the other minis that I just showed you. And I'm going to have a bonus section for you in there on what to do with the ultra minis for packages for stocking stuffers, because they're so fast and they're adorable and the kids are going to go crazy. And then there is a third bonus video that I'm considering putting in there for the all access pass holders that has to do with the naughty children. Okay, just saying, I got some good stuff planned for you. So let's see if you guys like it. Let me see. I couldn't see comments at the same time. So let's just see if we like it. Ooh. Okay, so Camille, so cute. Okay, good. Amazon shop is pinned in the featured items at the top of Cookie Snack Attack. Yeah, well, thank you, Mimi. Thank you. Aren't they cute, Camille? Listen, I had so much fun creating this. I hope you guys love it. It even fits in one of the deep shadow boxes. So I hope you're going to tune in. I hope you're going to purchase your tickets through my affiliate link, because it's going to help us live stream for several months, cover expenses, so we don't have to keep doing things over in the tip shop and stuff. These events help so much, and I love doing them because you guys enjoy them so much. Mimi, you like it? Uh-huh. All right. Well, it looks like you guys all like it. So there's some tricks to it. Of course, I couldn't do anything too easy, but it's skill building. It might look super easy, but it's skill building. It's going to help you with some things that are coming up in the future in our group. I'm so glad you guys like it. I know Santa boxers. They're so cute, right? So it was going to call the piece Santa's Clothesline, but that was so boring. It just didn't sound like me. So then in the middle of the night, I had the North Pole Fluff and Fold. So that's what we're going to go with, okay? And there is a little bit of candy on there. There's some diamond dust on there. But I think you guys are going to love it. And it is going to coordinate with our entire 2 Tutorial Tuesday Christmas featured series. So we're going to start out. We'll be starting out with the first piece of the Christmas series made at the retreat. That's going to be the fanciest, most intricate piece that we'll be creating for the people that purchased tickets to the Unplugged Fall Retreat at Snowshoe Mountain. That'll be the first, most elaborate of the pieces for putting across your display table or your mantle. Then we're going to do, on 2 Tutorial Tuesday, we're going to be doing a Christmas gnome, a 3D Christmas gnome home. We're going to be doing an old-fashioned pull toy. Then we're going to do Cookie-a-thon, so you'll have the North Pole Fluff and Fold. Then we're going to be doing a fancy chalkboard sign that you're going to be able to fix or customize to your family name. We're going to be doing a 3D bow wreath with mini ornaments. I'm going to teach you how to make walkways the easy way so you can connect all your little pieces. We're going to do some specialty baking and create snowbanks. I'm not going to tell you this one because that might ruin something to do with your bonus tutorial. And then we're going to do, at some point in here, we're going to do a Santa face, but I am not sure if we're going to sculpt it or paint it. Okay. But I have a really fantastic series that once we start it in October, it's going to take us right through to before the holidays. And we're just going to learn a ton of techniques. We're going to tweak some old techniques, but we're going to have a lot of fun. So thank you so much for everyone who stayed with me tonight. You know, there's always a bonus when you stay to the end. So I'm so glad you did. Oh, so much fun. So does anybody have any questions about anything that's coming up? It can be retreat. It can be this little mini video. It can be about Cookie-a-thon, all access pass. It can be all of that. Okay, so Pamela, I believe it's going to be at least the second week of September. Okay, because we're going to probably do a mini cupcake to finish out the month of August. Then the first week, we're going to do a sunflower. And then we're going to jump into Halloween. So everybody, if they can't get the actual specific cutters at Michael's, then we'll have time to get them comparable substitutes. Okay, so if everybody's good with that, we're going to start second week of September. You are very welcome, Sally. Karen, I'm so glad you like it. You love the lineup. I'm so glad. Thank you. You're very welcome, Phyllis. I love the mini minis. I really love the mini minis. They're so cute. I always do super, super big pieces. So I kind of wanted to shock you guys. I still wanted to do a 3D, but I didn't want to do something that was 7.5 inches tall. So how'd I do? Are you surprised? I don't want to be a one-trick pony, right? I want you guys to see all of the range of things. I'd like to teach you harder, more advanced and intermediate skills on bigger cookies because I find it's easier for you to learn them that way. But then I like to pull them in to the smaller cookies so that you guys can actually show off your skills a little bit. And you do a great job with that. All right. Anybody, any questions or anything? We good to go? All right, well, I'm going to end the video. Maybe put some comments under the video about that I revealed my cookie-a-thon piece. All right, but don't ask me any questions about it going forward because that is not until I will be on Saturday, November 5th. All right, and I'm not going to give away any secrets or supply lists or any of that because all of that is for the extended access people. Right? That's part of a contract that we sign with Colorful Cookie, but I wanted you to see it. I'm going to show it to you several times because I know you guys really like Cookie-a-thon, that like everyone loves it and likes to participate. So I want to make sure that we protect the sanctity of Cookie-a-thon. Okay. But I'm just so excited to show you the piece. I wanted you to see how people have been questioning how I'm going to tie everything together between Retreat, Cookie-a-thon, and our 2 Tutorial Tuesday. But I promise you, I got it covered. I got you ladies covered. Let's see. Oh, you are welcome, Kelly. You're very welcome. You know, I love it. It is actually not my specific gingerbread recipe. And yes, we will be sharing that. I just want to get permission from the person. It's a public recipe, but I want to get permission from them specifically to be able to say their name, where it came from. You're super welcome, Mimi. And thanks for the tip on the crimper. They are going to be cutters. I'm just not sure where they're going to come from yet. We'll see. And STL files will be available. I'm so glad you like it, Mimi. I did get permission from Nancy. I don't want anyone getting mad or, you know, getting upset with me and thinking I did something wrong. I got permission from Nancy to show my piece and to start promoting. It might be a little early, but I just want you to know it's coming. We got awesome stuff coming. Access code, I think, Mary Jean, I think last time, like it's the beginning of November, and I feel like end of September, no later than the beginning of October, we had our graphics to start promoting it for us each individually as artists, and we had our affiliate codes like that. I think that's when my affiliate code is going to be the same as before, I believe, but they don't make it live where you can purchase it until closer to the event. So as soon as I have it, you will have it, and it will be all over all of my sites and pages and groups. Okay. I am looking so forward to Cookie-a-thon this year. Several people in our group are going to be teaching in Cookie-a-thon. Jen Mosier that taught that beautiful 3D Easter ornaments. And what did she do last year in Cookie-a-thon for holiday time? I can't remember what she did last year, but I know I made it and I loved it. But she did the 3D ornaments in the springtime. So you'll remember her. She's in our group and a good friend, and she is teaching in Cookie-a-thon. And Sheila, I believe, is teaching in Cookie-a-thon, and Priscilla Neems is teaching in Cookie-a-thon. So if there's anybody else that's a regular in our Cookie Snack Attack group and you'd like me to give you a shout out, and you haven't told me yet that you applied and were selected to teach at Cookieathon, I am happy to mention your name. So you just let me know, and we will have a little group chat session, maybe a live, where all the instructors that are in our group can come on together and talk about how much fun it is. I would love that. I love hanging out with them. So that would be a lot of fun if you guys want to do that. Okay. All right. So let's wrap this up for the evening. I'll see you another day this week, especially if my sugar art colors come in. I'll be jumping on to do a bonus video. And if not, I have one other thing that I need one thing to arrive. And if that arrives, then I can do a bonus video for that. Okay. All right. So you guys be safe. Have a great week. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure you share the video. Thanks so much. Bye.